And Black American people, can y'all please stop talking about what the white man is doing to hold y'all down? Life in other countries is harder than it is in America. They buy more land than you, and they don't even go here. They're not from here. And you still talk about what got taken from you during slavery? A man that is not from your country owns a jet in your country, and you talking about what the white man did to you still if you don't. And many of us successful immigrants, we didn't have food stamps, Section 8, none of that. And we got more than you in your country. So stop talking about what the white man is doing to hold you down. You're holding yourself down with your mindset. You're unstoppable, king and queen. They can't hold you down. Fuck.
Hello guys, welcome to OCD Great TV. I'm Slivalin from Nigeria. I think this series is very informational series, and I don't feel any type of way. I think this information is really great to me, so I will encourage you guys to like this video and share. And thanks to OCD Great TV for this great information.
I remember when we became African Americans, because I worked in the black marketing department at Coca-Cola, where we were selling Coke to our people. And the vice president came in and said, okay, we are now African Americans. We were like, alrighty, African.
How you spell that again?
Right.
Is it two ways?
And I heard this white woman was sitting next to me, and she said to another white woman, they don't know who they are.
Wow.
That's what I said. And I'm gonna take my wig off, and I'll be honest, I did not know what to say to her.
So how did we get here? How did the most imitated people on earth become the most misunderstood? Why is it so important to keep us distracted, divided, and disconnected? Because this isn't just psychological, it's a spiritual warfare.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am.
I don't know if you can think of a people who were more held back, more deprived, more sabotaged than African Americans. You took everything away from them and took them away from everything. They started in your country at less than zero, literally regarded and treated as subhuman, not allowed to learn to read or write or anything for hundreds of years. But you see, they come from a people of accomplishment to one degree or another, not a people of piracy and theft and appropriation. They come from a people who created and built and developed in their own land. And even though you did everything that you could possibly do to suppress them, to hold them down, to hold them back, and you're still doing that until today, nevertheless, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that African Americans have become a global cultural superpower. Culturally, they're a superpower. Whatever cultural soft power that America has in the global South, it's African American.
Very easy to vote. Right. I don't think that is what the founding fathers wanted.
Breaks it down to the bone gristle.
You know, I dig the new African look. I think it's a groove, but I'm American, and I'm proud of it, because one thing, we as black people have a lot we could be proud of, that we contribute to this country that you don't read about in the white history books, you understand? But there's one thing you know for sure, and that's that music, that sweet soul music. Everybody try to imitate us because they know where it's at, they know what's happening. They know we got soul, you understand? Even the Beatles started out that way. Can you dig it?
Not only is history being...
Now I know what you're thinking. Africa is beautiful. Who wouldn't want to be called African? And I feel you, trust me, but hear me out. Africans don't want to be called Africans for real. Even they are very tribal. For example, picture someone saying, I'm African Grenadian, I'm African Zimbabwean, or African Nigerian, or even African Egyptian. Who says it like that? And why do we have to be African American? We have to realize there are many tribes, not just in Africa. There's many tribes all over this earth. Black Americans are different, and we are falsely labeled. Don't fall into these label games of what Jesse Jackson gave you back in '88. You know, African American is only 30-some years old. It's crazy, right?
They are Caribbean.
No. What is it? Okay. People that come from Jamaica, what do you call them?
I low-key don't even know.
What do you mean you don't know? What do you call someone that comes from Jamaica? What is their ethnicity?
They're Jamaican.
Why don't you call them African Jamaicans?
Because they're not African. They're not from Africa.
Jamaicans, okay, so when did Jamaicans get to Jamaica and when did Black Americans get to America?
Jamaicans, oh my gosh, here you go again.
We're starting to think a little bit now, aren't we? When did Jamaicans get to Jamaica? Answer the question.
They were just there, I guess.
No,
I don't know. Are they from Africa?
What?
I'm not an African American because that started with Jesse in 87 when he was running for office for 88. And a lot of people didn't agree with it then. People said that's not gonna fly. I haven't found an African American yet on the birth certificates in our family. And they tricked the politicians and the black leaders to make it look like we don't exist. And that's what Dr. King had found out. Dr. King said, the Negro people find themselves in exile in their own land. He did not say they brought them from Africa and put them here. He said the Negro people in their own land. Right there is one reason I think today Dr. King is dead. I'm saying this to you as a civil rights leader to a civil rights leader. Dr. King was getting ready to embark, I think, upon some stuff that they wasn't ready for. Both of the truth was coming out. But now the truth's out with internet. The kids pulling up the pictures from the archives, they can't stop it now. It's out.
I want to be entertained.
And next Sunday will be no exception. What about us? It's the King of Pop's world premiere video, Remember the Time, starring Eddie Murphy, Iman, and Magic Johnson. Get ready for Michael Jackson's Remember the Time, next Sunday after In Living Color.
Now let's talk about the facts. But we are not here to talk about lies. We are here to talk about the truth. And that's exactly what I want to put in front of us. There are an ancient frequency. Knowledge is encoded in soul. That's specifically in Black Americans. And when our ancestors were scattered through slavery, the divine blueprint remained in our bloodline. Now, the so-called Black American, we carry this code louder than anyone on this planet. I mean, Kemet is really resurrected. There's no coincidence. We influence it all.
Crazy topic. When African Americans tell me like that, oh, we used to be here, we've been here before, not all of us came from Africa, we've been in America, we were here. I used to be like, no, you guys are you guys all right? Like, you guys have to be brainwashed. Like, who told you that? Like, all Black people are from Africa. But then I think to myself, like, my grandma, if really and truly, like, I know this sounds so stupid, but like, if really and truly they took Africans from Africa, my grandma would have told my mom the story. You know what I mean? My great-grandma would have told us the story. Does that make sense? Or is it that my family just doesn't talk about it? Because I've always thought to myself, like, why doesn't my family or any Nigerian person I know who has a grandma or a grandpa talk about remembering, like, talk about, like, how they remembered being taken or remembered, you know, being taken? Because, like, where is the proof? Like, it's so crazy because, like, now I really do believe that African Americans were here in America this whole time.
Everyone, salam alaikum. My brother, he came up to me. He said, are you American Indian?
Yeah, Allah. Well, I went and see the style. I love you.
Yes, and he was like, the real Egypt. He's like, he knows. He knows. So I just want to say, shout out to him. Much love, peace, and yeah, he knows. He said the real Egypt is in America.
Yeah, that's you. That's you, land guy.
He knows. Thank you. Chokran. Wake up, everybody. We the only ones that don't know. I come over here. Everybody's taking pictures of me, asking me if I'm, Egyptian or Nubian, right? And then this one guy, he's like, you're American Indian, yes? And I was like, yes. And he said, you are the real Egypt. I was like, the real Egypt is in America. So he knows. Exactly. He knows.
So you would say that those are not the real Egyptians, right?
Earlier when we were talking about like the movies that they made back in the Western society, about, like the Egyptians looking blonde and fair skin, and like, come on, Egyptians were either tanned skin or dark Nubians. We don't say African Americans in Egypt, by the way. We say Africans or we say Nubians. So to us, you are a Nubian.
So that's why people keep calling me Nubian Queen.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you are Nubian to us. You are Nubia. So to the Nubians, we are Egyptians because we are the new Egyptians.
The new Egyptians.
The Nubians are the native Egyptians.
The ancient,
they were the ones who built ancient Egypt.
Wow.
Who built the pyramids, who built ancient Egypt civilization, who invented Egypt, as I would say, were the Nubians.
There was two Egypts. So you had the new Egypt, which is overseas. But the first Egypt was actually in the Americas. And many people do not know this.
And the Egyptians were black. That's why they have locks. That's why you barely find any damn history. And that's why they fucked up the noses on those statues.
They started actually saying, and because Amun loved that land so much, he said it's his beloved land, and that word was Mary, the beloved. Mary, M-E-R-I, Mary. And the land, of course, as before, is Ta. So you have the beloved land, Ta Mary. And they kept that name and just put the Ta on the end of it. So Ta Mary became a Mary Ta. We simply say America. We kept the name that Egypt gave to the Americans. So that was the big mystery behind that $10 million map that Martin Waldseemüller made and then put the name America on it in 1507. And then those who knew and those who were trying to hide things said, wait a minute, you can't put that name on here. And the next time he reprinted that map, it was off. It was gone.
There's unks on these buildings in America. Camera. And they right here too. These are unks. Wow, let me come see. These are our buildings. Oh, this down here. This is our shit. I'm telling you, we know what we are. We ain't crazy. Shouldn't be unks in America. Placed 1873. How we in hush and buggy time and it's 1873. We gotta make this make sense.
Now, Kemet, which is known as ancient Egypt, was a black civilization. The pyramids, mathematics, medicine, cosmology, all came from black minds. But it's so easy for the world to forget. Man, when I tell you, they know how to erase history so easily. You know, even currently today, they are still painting some of our melanated figures white. I mean, have you seen some of the movies, especially when it comes to the rulers of Egypt? You know, there are so many movies you could watch, from The Mummy all the way to the latest movies of Egypt, where they will have European actors. I mean, European, Caucasian, white, pale actors playing as Egyptians or mummies, or even the people that actually live on the land of Egypt, for example, don't even claim that land for real. They just hustling on that land. Like, they would literally tell you, if you as a black person would go there, they would tell you, you look like you're Egyptian. I'm saying a black American will look more Egyptian than the people on that land. So I don't know how Hollywood does it. I mean, we all know how Hollywood does it. They love to whitewash everything. Everything is whitewashed, from the Mexican to the samurai to, you know, like Paul Mooney said.
Well, I've written the film. Maybe they'll produce my film, The Last Nigga on Earth, starring Tom Hanks. How about that?
You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous the way they would change history. But, you know, that tells you exactly who's running it when you want to put your face, your color skin on everything. I mean, shit, I would too.
When you went to church to look at Jesus, you saw a white. When you look at the angels, you saw whites. When you look at the picture of the Lord's Supper, you saw all whites. You look at Miss America, you see white. You look at Miss Universe, you see white. You look at Miss World, you see white. You look at Tarzan, who's the king of the jungle, you see white. What's so bad about black? See, you've been tricked. You've been tricked to love others and hate yourself.
All right, question. Have you ever been to a white church and wonder why they worship just a little bit different than black churches? Not even a little bit, a lot of bit different. Then wondering, like, how? It's the same Bible. Like, how? Is it just a rhythm thing or is it something else? Listen. So I used to go to this Baptist school in college, and I had a few black friends. It was a few black people that went to that school. Now, mind you, this is a white school, a Baptist college, but it's a white school, you know, small school in Missouri. But check this out. So every once in a while, I would say every Tuesday, we have what's called church, or what they would call chapel. So every Tuesday, we go into the chapel and we have service. Now, mind you, they have music just like a black church would have. They'll also have a sermon, you know. But the music, it'd be more like a Taylor Swift type of vibe when it comes to their gospel music. You know, it's more of a acoustic guitar singing, and then a minute later you get some drums or something like that. Matter of fact, it sounds something like... Yeah, it sounds exactly like this. Yeah, so only here and there, you know, we'll look around, we'll see, you know, Caucasians with their hands up, you know, just eyes closed, reaching towards, you know, the stage. You know what I mean? Type of thing. And some black people would be like that too. But every once in a while, you'll get some of our brothers and sisters. They'll start getting in their emotions a little bit. And they'll start feeling something that we would call the Holy Spirit. So this melanated being would just start shouting and jumping up and down. And just start really feeling what's going on in the service. And do you know, to look around and I would see the dean and some of the teachers, they will feel some type of way that this black person is shouting and really feeling the service. And do you know, one of the school ushers and one of the teachers went to these black students to tell them to stop. And then they got kicked out of service that day, all for worshiping how they usually do in a black church. And at that moment, it made me wonder, like, even in church and with this same Bible, why are we so different?
Characteristic of the authentic African American spiritual is what we call the double or coded meaning. I alluded to it earlier when I mentioned how we had to be in touch with each other and communicate right in the presence of the elders. We sang Steal Away at prayer meetings, but Steal Away was the signal song, you know, for Nat Turner's rebellion down in Southampton County, Virginia. And we used it to alert other slaves when a section of Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad was coming through. If you wanted to risk life and limb, then they would sing out in the fields that day, steal away to Jesus. They sang Wade in the Water at the baptismal services down at the creek or in the river. That's what they did. But it was also a signal song for runaway slaves to let them know when the slave patrols were out to get into some water in order to throw the bloodhounds off your trail.
What you need to look into yourself and know yourself. That's why it says if you go to Egypt or Kemet, first thing you will see on those pyramids, know thyself. Because when you know yourself, you're going to know how powerful you are. That you, people who is spooky to make things move around. The mind, the spirit, my brother. It's got, how do you think they didn't have no crane when they make those pyramids, and they can't figure out how they put those huge stones together. How do you think they get them there? They didn't have no crane. My brother, they make those stones move without touching them. And everything fall into place. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
That's how powerful the ancestors that you come from are. Because they knew themselves. And these people went to Kemet, or to Egypt, and they took that knowledge for themselves. And that's why they have to keep the black man separated from each other and separated from himself. We have to start to realize the spiritual side. That's why you must deal with spirit. Spirituality is very important. Not Christianity. Christianity doesn't give you spirituality. It's trying to separate you. Because you are a spirit.
Now, I know for a fact that you felt that, and you felt something very spiritual, which is undeniable. But what if I told you, or my Christian brothers and sisters, that they were actually practicing hoodoo the whole time? What if I told you that our true spirituality is hidden in Christianity, which is hoodoo? Yes, there are a lot of similarities with Christianity and hoodoo. Hoodoo is our ancient practice of spirituality, of root work and understanding nature. Hoodoo means understanding nature and the practice of nature. And this is all a part of knowing thyself, because we are all one with nature. This is a Kemetic practice. Amen. I say it again, this is a Kemetic Egyptian practice. Amen. Or should I say Amen Ra? Somebody research what Amen actually means, and you'll know that's a hidden God. Our ancestors would speak in code, even from the grave or another life. It would speak to you in many ways, through music, through spirituality, through art, and through nature. So just know the reason why we worship a little different, because our ancestors are speaking through us, through a code that's embedded in us. So when you look in the church and see what's going on, look for the hoodoo rituals. It's all around you. Even when you're speaking in tongues, pay attention. We do it different.
Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda aka ata raka teda baka sanda ata ambo osa.
So you start speaking like little baby words and say them as fast as you humanly can when I begin to pray. And when the supernatural will become natural as you take a step. Raise your hands to Holy God and begin to pray in a language you've never been instructed. If you don't move your tongue and speak, no one else will do it.
Say, Homan Sekabashe. Yes, Lord. My God.
Give life. Shot. He come about shot.
You can kick ass, so they don't want you to know about this shit. They saying they can do anything, but don't let them fuck with that voodoo. Because they know that voodoo killed our ass in Haiti, and they never let us forget about it. Even to the point where, as 1804, when the revolution finally ended, in 1994, they went back up into Haiti. Got up in there, and the soldiers turned the guns on themselves and had to get the hell on out of there. The soldiers turned the guns on themselves. So we're talking about we got the power to But nobody is dealing with the voodoo. And that's the power. What we used to be is cosmic art. And they know that the only magic that works on the planet to the destructive part, voodoo. Because they know that voodoo killed our ass in Haiti, and they never let us forget about it. They say these are the souls that went through the middle passage. And that's what the voodoo souls are. And that's what these hurricanes are.
Remember this song, Tennessee, 10 in a C? Moses really found the 10 Commandments in Tennessee. Our ancestors talked through music, y'all. They been told us. Listen to the song at the end, y'all. America really Egypt. I'm finna explain it to you. So check this out. Now, this is the Ruby Falls in Tennessee, the largest underground waterfall in the world, with hues of rock solid and soil, and sometimes it looks reddish, okay? Look, largest underground waterfall in the world, right? The bottom of red clay make it look red. Now, the Egyptians used to get limestone, take it to Memphis to build the temples of Ptah and King Ramses. Who got all the limestone? Indiana's known the limestone capital of the world. They bring it down the Ohio River, bring it down all through the rivers and build temples. All right, exactly what the National Guard sent people. Tennessee, third largest for marble, and Georgia is number 1. Kentucky got all of the gold, right, in the U.S., and the U.S. got the most gold reserves in America. In the world, I mean. Mammoth Cave, largest cave in the world. Okay, underground cave. Tennessee, the most caves in the world, 11,500. All right, now this the Lost Sea, the largest underground lake in the world. In the bottom of it, it appears fine red from the clay. Like you say, to open up the Red Sea, well, the bottom of it is red, okay? So check this out. Listen to the song, y'all.
Lord, it's obvious we got a relationship, talking to each other every night and day. Although you're superior over me, we talk to each other in a friendship way. Then out of nowhere, you tell me to break out of the country and into more countries, past Osborne, into rivers, where the ghost of childhood haunts me. Walk the roads my forefathers walked, climb the trees my forefathers hung from. Ask those trees for all their wisdom. They tell me my ears are so young. Go back to whence you came, my family tree, my family name. For some strange reason it had to be. He guided me to Tennessee.